Yes, colleagues, hello everyone. Today is Monday, the start of a new week. Let's take a look at what interesting macroeconomic indicators we have. First of all, today there are no macroeconomic indicators. Tomorrow we will have various indices related to core inflation released. It is expected that inflation will rise by 2.8%. The previous data was 2.7%, also negative, although before that it was 2.4%. So we see that inflation is still rising. No one wants to lower the rate yet, but it's strange that despite rising inflation, the rate is still expected to be cut in September. Honestly, this point confuses me a bit. Why? Because something isn't going according to plan. The rate should be lowered when inflation is going down, not when it's rising. So at these moments, there are some fake moves, and they make me uneasy. I don't know. So, in the news, what else is interesting? The GDP for the second quarter in the UK and the producer price index on Thursday. And here too, we see negative results. Next, on Friday, we'll get the second quarter GDP for Japan and the sector retail index, which we'll find out on Friday. Let's see what's going to happen in America. So, regarding macro indicators, I think that's all here. Let's take a look at the liquidations. Over the past 24 hours, both long and short traders have been liquidated. A little more than 22,000 long and short traders have been liquidated in total. It's the same on both sides. There's no clear favorite. We can see the spot TF and the inflow. Here there's positive momentum for Ethereum, and the same situation is happening there as well. Positive momentum with inflows. In the market, USDTM is testing the previous low from where the pullback started. We can see it right here, and they've also taken out liquidity below that low. It's quite possible that we might even go up once more to finally complete the correction. To finish it, that's exactly what we're talking about. Total has taken out liquidity above $4 trillion. As they say, people love round numbers. Here, I still think we'll see some kind of further move, a pullback downward. Why? Because liquidity has been taken out. And there's an unfilled area between 3.49 and 355. It hasn't been filled. We didn't even touch this area. That means there's a lot of liquidity there, so we might go down to take out this zone. Next, altcoins. Well, honestly, there's nothing particularly bad here. It's just a pullback after a sharp drop. We had a drop here, a good strong pullback to trigger stop losses, to shake out short sellers, to liquidate the shorts. In order to, well, for some reason, I feel like we're going to go down again now. For some reason, I think we'll go down again. Bitcoin dominance is growing slightly. Ethereum dominance is still uncertain. As for Azers, I'm still expecting something downward. Why? Because we've just tested the level for the first time. As always, it should be a false breakout for us. Now we should pull back. And then, on the second attempt, break through this level more solidly. That's why I'm waiting for a second more solid breakout of the level. I actually like the crossover of the 30 and 50. Honestly, I do like it. But we need some kind of a higher level consolidation in order to continue growing. By the way, that's about Azer's dominance. Moving on. For Bitcoin, liquidity was taken above $120,000. Right here, as we can see, there was good liquidity. Here, it's important how today's daily candle closes. If it closes as a doji or below $120,000, that would confirm that we could see further correction. If it holds above that level for 3 days, today, tomorrow, and the day after, until Thursday, then we'll have to abandon expectations of a correction and shift into a growth phase. But again, the fundamental indicators make me uneasy. They really do. This part is unclear to me. Moving on. Ethereum. For Ethereum today, I was expecting some kind of corrective move, but so far there's no sign of a correction here. Although, in fact, we were expecting a new high for Ethereum. I wrote about 4,600. We saw 4,360, even more than we expected. That kind of new high was what I expected, but it actually turned out to be even more than I anticipated. Locally, I'm watching some assets for corrections on the 4-hour timeframes. There are some interesting patterns. Looking at some corrective patterns, there are still some trading positions here that you can play around with a bit. Solid, enduring, and truly long-term positions are precisely what I consistently aim to accumulate. Specifically, projects such as Sol, Onda, PPP, Filecoin, Link, AVAX, Jupiter, and CAS. These are the foundational assets I believe in for sustained growth. So to enumerate, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then additionally, 2 more promising projects from DEMA, bringing the total to 10, or 2, or 1, however many you want. We can always add more. I'd also like to hear if anyone has any questions. I'd be happy to answer them.
So guys, just right now, at this very moment, I wanted to share something with you all.
Once again, could you please repeat what you just said? We are experiencing some technical difficulties on our end, and unfortunately, we are unable to hear you clearly at the moment. We would greatly appreciate it if you could kindly reiterate your last statement so we can fully understand your message. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Dima? Yeah, we can't hear you, Dima. I can hear you typing, but I can't hear your voice. Testing, testing. We can clearly hear you. We can definitely hear you. We can absolutely hear you.
Damn.
All right, perhaps someone else can turn it on now, please.
He's probably running really incredibly late because I said this about a minute ago, but I'll repeat it once more for clarity. We have the delightful Popcat and the elegant Lux, 2 very distinct and interesting characters.
Okay, we can definitely do that. So in this particular instance, we are presented with the distinct presence of both Popcat and Lux, 2 notable entities that are part of our current focus and discussion. Popcat, yes, I agree, we can take him. Lux as well, yes, I don't like him either, so we'll definitely take him too. Colleagues, maybe we should go through everyone's questions.
Hello, let me go first.
As
always with my non-standard questions. Look, Japan also plays quite an important role for us.
Please tell me.
So, how exactly do you anticipate the upcoming significant earthquake will ultimately play out and affect the financial market?
Well, it should have a negative impact. All such negative factors should play out negatively.
Then let's also take a look at XRP, which has been worrying me a lot for the 2nd month now, and Magic.
Now here we need to switch to the other side. Now it will look like this, in this direction. And this will go here. And now the target should be here. It's unusual actually for Lepla to talk about an expected target of $5. Honestly, it's very unusual. This is
the structure that works specifically with banks, and now it's just transitioning to integration with the banking system.
Yes. Yes, Magic really shook out a significant number of players. It certainly helped fresh altcoins. I was talking about things like that there was a strong rotation, and then already there is in this evolving market landscape.
In general, even Stellar itself went there, you know.
Yes. Yeah, Dima, your audio is lagging. So with Magic, everything here is actually very positive. Why? Because it went back above 0.236. The asset has a zone, a buyer's zone. As soon as assets move above that level, it returns to the zone. That is to the, let's say, selling zone. Everything above 0.236 is a buying zone. So yes, it's absolutely coming back. Talking about some pullbacks. Well, the possible zone, this one. This is the possible zone more or less for buying. If there really is some correction and you want to buy Doge, you can set up a buy order at the bottom. That's one way to accumulate. Maybe it will work out because it's not clear.
Elon Musk's main protege is Doge, right? What's going on with them at the moment?
Doge. Well, here it's just moving around within this range. Doge is actually gaining strength. You can clearly see that Dogecoin is steadily gaining significant momentum, and it will calmly and consistently continue to grow and expand over time. As an infrastructure project.
And then could you also load Ton, please? And an important question. What do you think? How soon will this whole flow from crypto to gold start?
But there would have to be some kind of major panic, some kind of structure. The financial system would have to change. In general, I see, and people remembered, it won't be that. No. Japan, of course, is an important investment player. That's true. Japan really does play a significant role because Japan still holds a lot of US bonds. But here, either the stablecoin USDT would have to be completely shut down or face significant regulatory challenges. And at that moment, if they start shutting down USDT, which is $140 billion in the market, that's roughly maybe out of 10, about 1.5 trillion. Well, maybe about 1 trillion in market capitalization, possibly. And if USDT gets shut down, or if there's such a risk with USDT, that's when there will be a flow into gold. Something like that needs to happen.
Right now, yes, that danger is looming.
Well, like I said, if something like that is confirmed specifically with USDT, then yes, it would make sense to move into gold. But for now, no. Because just simply,
maybe we have something.
Here it's going into accumulation. Here we see this level, the one I was talking about. Yes, this 0236, this is the accumulation zone. It's in the accumulation zone now, and it's a very prolonged accumulation zone. The zone has lasted a long time, and it might continue for a long time yet. So everything in this zone is good, solid accumulation. Yes, there it is, yes. It's really holding the range very well. 3427. Personally, I've also set a buy order at $3 per ton. So I'd be happy to buy it at $3 if I get the chance and they let me have it.
Lately, there's been quite a bit of news coming in about Ton in some interesting and promising areas, so to speak. Well, basically, Yeah.
Well then.
Sooner or later, my rocket is going to take off. Yeah, I get that too. It's just abundantly obvious here. There are so many active and engaged users, and these users possess the inherent ability to seamlessly send money, transfer NFTs, and indeed send virtually anything of value to each other. As soon as, at some fundamental level, this entire ecosystem gets officially legalized, or some comprehensive and well-defined regulation is thoughtfully introduced, or perhaps something else significant and impactful is effectively done about it, it will undoubtedly take off instantly and with tremendous momentum, simply and precisely because there are such an immense number of dedicated users and such a robust and extensive infrastructure already firmly in place. It looks like the Americans are starting to negotiate something. Let's see how it plays out. By the way, there was a quick question about gold. I wonder if we'll agree on this or not. I think, in theory, this should happen after the copium, after the euphoria, after crypto shoots up, and then, on some news, when we have to move into a bear market or a significant correction. Only then.
Yeah. Yeah, first there has to be some kind of, well, we haven't seen euphoria yet, so we still need to see that euphoria.
We haven't seen a black swan yet either.
Same thing, yeah.
So, in theory, after the euphoria, one thing after another should happen.
Yeah.
If we go by the book, right now we're pouring into ether, then we pour a bit lower, then all this, whether it's copium, trolling, everyone saying how great everything is, and your grandma will be calling to buy Bitcoin for her, and then, at that wonderful moment, that's it, goodbye, the end.
Yeah.
By the way, it actually makes sense to start it with USDT and create a big crisis for people.
Overall, it really matches up and would be very logical, because the markets are generally in bad shape, the economy is in bad shape, but driving it to new highs is still necessary so that everything can be sold off.
So let's be smart and not rush things.
And then, also thanks to the regulation that's currently being implemented, so there are indeed significant issues with USDT and also with various other stable coins. Furthermore, we might even encounter problems related to some kind of widespread power outages or even fluctuations with hash rates. One way or another, it seems highly probable that they will eventually come up with something truly serious and impactful. However, that particular development probably looks like it's going to happen a bit later in the future.
When I was reading Taleb's book about the black swan,
let's take a look at the portfolio. Overall, we can wrap up. If anyone still has any questions, guys, go ahead.
There are indeed some pertinent questions and considerations regarding the latest positive news and developments concerning staking. I am particularly interested in the YAN and USDT projects and the AV project as well, and how soon we might realistically expect to see significant growth and positive movement there, because overall the news and general sentiment are quite positive in the long-term perspective.
Oh, for YAN, there will be a very good sell block soon in the range of 84 to 95 cents. Right here. I'm not saying that the asset will immediately reverse right now, but there will be a very good selling point for YAN in that range. It's just a really good block here. AV. Well, for now I see AVA. There's an opportunity to buy it, and you should buy it. Personally, I'm making some notes for myself at the nearest correction zone towards 224. Everything that people managed to buy here was bought here, and after that, just watch how the asset moves. I don't know if it's worth buying again at 225 here, but it's better to just set up a bucket, as they say, and scoop it all up with that bucket.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Igor, could you please comment on the current oil situation and, of course, the grain market?
Could you repeat that?
And grain.
Grain or what?
Oil. Oil, yeah. And grain.
Surprisingly, grain is breaking through support. It's been a really long-standing support. It held for almost a year. That's 525. I don't know if it's some kind of liquidity removal below that level, or maybe it's just seasonality. It was a bit surprising to me because last August we were seeing growth. We'll see if the same trend continues this year, but last August we were growing. As for oil, further downward movement is expected. At 528, unless the global situation escalates, oil is expected to continue declining in this direction.
So, regarding grain, what do you think? Is this a good and possibly one of the last chances to buy? The harvest has been so badly destroyed, I was also really surprised by the drop.
Yes, it puzzled me too, honestly. But if there are more disasters in the world, it's quite possible that this could really be the case. But I like this setup. It's a doji when there's a complete reversal, a counter trend pattern that gives an opportunity to turn around. That's why I like this setup. It's quite likely that we'll just see a V-shaped movement and an upward trend. The probability is very high. All right, maybe there are some more questions. If you have questions, go ahead and ask. If there are no questions, then we can wrap up.
All right, let's wrap it up then.
Okay.
Yeah, overall, if there are no questions, we can finish up. Thank you so much for the stream.
Yes, thank you very much. See
you next Monday.
All right, as we said, thank you. Bye. Goodbye.